Listen, Sundays are playdate time. This is playdate time between Dr. Greenidge and me. Dr. Greenidge, her first name is Suzanne, and several songs have been written about Suzanne. So today, Suzanne is going to be bringing her naughty side to Juvanni. Suzanne is my very, very dear friend and also an OBGYN. She is a local super figure, a super doctor. She is, I am so amazed the way she has supported women of color, and actually her leadership is I recognize her leadership for so many of us. I listened to her in my 30s, I listened to her in my 40s, and now I'm ready to start listening to her in my 50s. And she is one of those powerhouses for women that we don't. I think that whenever you're celebrated around, I just feel that it's just not enough, because we need to talk so much more about the tremendous human that you are. So Suzanne is here with me today. She's my mentor, my teacher. I've learned so much from her, and I haven't even started learning yet. I have not, from the little time that I have spent with her, I've learned so much, and it will take me a lifetime to learn. So today she's here again supporting me. However, I am as one of the things that I always like to do for her is to give her a Beyonce, because she's my Beyonce. We all have our Beyonce, so she's my Beyonce. So this is the bag that of infusions, the skin infusions that I do for anti-aging. So she's getting my Beyonce today. And as she sits with the Beyonce, she is going to be kind of stuck here, and she won't be able to go anywhere. And we will ask her questions. So I have a lot of questions that are pouring in, and they're coming in, and I see that people are joining also. So thank you guys. Keep coming in. I see all the questions. So there is questions coming in. We had been collecting these questions from all over, and I had people who I am now sorting down the questions and putting it together. So anybody who has questions about OBGYN, obstetrics, gynecology, childbirth, C-sections, whatever problems in your pelvic health, maintenance or cure or whatever, she is it. This is it. It doesn't get better than this. All right. So we are, and she's right here with us. So I'm going to start with first Suzanne telling us some of the things that she has been up to, how she's doing, and what's new in our in the world of pelvic care and OB. Dr. Greenidge in the house.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
How are you guys doing today on this wonderful Sunday, beautiful day?
Yes.
I am here getting my Beyonce.
Look at the Beyonce. Yeah. There it is.
Great.
Beautiful.
Anti-aging healthcare.
And a play date. Basically, it's a play date with me.
Yes.
Play date with me. Suzanne, tell me about yourself. There are many of my clients who watch from California. A lot of my clients watch from different countries and stuff, and they would love to know a little more about you, your journey. So how did you get into women's health, OBGYN? And which what led you to be so you wanted to be a doctor first, and then what made you want to work with women? We're so annoying.
Yeah.
Why did you work with annoying ladies?
Well, I knew that I wanted to be an OBGYN from the age of 7.
Wow.
And the reason was because my mother had my sister who wound up being born with hydrocephalus.
Oh.
She had spinal fluid that was collecting in her brain, and it wasn't recognized in the antepartum period during prenatal care. So it wasn't noticed until my sister was born, and her head started getting bigger and bigger. So I said to myself, oh wow. And they put a shunt in her, and unfortunately she had incurred some brain damage at that point. So I said to myself, maybe we could have done better here, and she could have had a sonogram in the antepartum period. So that's what sparked my interest in OBGYN from the age of 7 when she was born.
Wow. So, and then what happened next?
Well, then I went on a journey saying, at that point I said I was going to be a pediatrician, but later on I said, well, women's health I think would be better for me. So I went through medical school. Well, I went through college first.
Where did you go to college?
Went to Smith College.
Yeah. I was so impressed with you. I was so impressed with her. I sent my daughter to Smith College because I was like, you got to become like her.
And Smith College is the largest all women's college. And so I went there and I decided, wow, I'm going to do some courses, pre-med courses, and major in biology and Afro-American studies. And I sang, and then I said, well, I'm not sure I do want to go into medicine. So I took a gap year. Back in those days, it was unheard of.
How young were you when you took
I was
gap?
maybe about 21.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Took a gap year, and I worked at Cornell as a receptionist for multiple doctors, and was able to do their schedules, and that's when I decided,
So you knew what you were getting in. It was not like just...
I did.
You made an educated decision.
I worked for a gastroenterologist. I worked for an oncologist.
She didn't get scared, guys.
Nope.
She didn't get scared.
For an allergist, immunologist, and I booked their schedules. And
and then she saw GYN and OBGYN, and she was like, oh, all these people stay awake all night, and they're so crazy. That's the schedule I want.
Well,
how did you get to GYN?
Well, I'm more than obstetrics, and I'm more than gynecology because I'm a surgeon. So
okay, so tell me more about that. So when did you get into med school? What age?
So I got into med school, I think it was about when I was 22. I did a year at Cornell, worked there, and then from there I went to downstate medical school. So, and then I did 4 years there. And it was at that time that I wound up seeing surgery and going in the operating room and got interested in surgery. And I actually was supposed to be an orthopedic surgeon.
What?
Yeah. And I was scheduled to be accepted at the program, and then at the last minute I decided, I think it's going to be OBGYN. So I switched right at the last minute. So I was on the track for orthopedics. You didn't know that, did you?
No. This is like,
Yeah.
You changed your entire personality?
I changed well, I knew it was going to be some surgery, but I wasn't sure. So I started going into orthopedics and loved it. And still to this day, I love it. But then at the last minute, I said, it's mostly male dominated. I'm a little afraid. So I decided to go into OBGYN, which too was male dominated at the time.
Oh, really?
But I thought I could make a difference because I would be a female being in a woman's health. I said, this would be wonderful and great.
Wow, that is so fascinating. So once you finished college, med school, then you did a residency somewhere.
I did residency at Harlem Hospital in the city.
Wow. Yeah. You're
in fourth year of medical school, I decided to do an externship and go there. And I did research, so I had written a paper.
Nice.
Before I got into residency.
Oh, wow.
So I did sonography.
Nice.
And loved it.
Nice.
And then got into Harlem Hospital and Columbia. So Harlem Hospital in Columbia.
Nice.
So I did that for 4 years.
So you're OBGYN for 4 years. That's
So I did
resident.
my training
The
in
residency.
OBGYNs. That was my
Nice.
residency.
So that's not 3 years, but 4 years.
4 years. Yes.
Wow. And then after that, how young were you at that point?
At that point, I was about 26 when I when I graduated. So I was an OBGYN. From the time, I guess I was from 26 to 30, I think it was. Let's see, I went to medical school at 22, came out at 26, and then I did 4 years.
30.
Yeah,
So here, personally, were you single, married at that time?
Single.
30? You were single, 30.
Yeah.
Hot, fabulous, OBGYN, 30, single.
Yes.
Hottest catch ever. Okay, let's introduce some love in the beginning. I know, guys. Please keep asking questions. These are my questions. It's my parade. So I'm gonna find out, because Dr. Greenidge is super hard to find. I won't find her again. So I'm really getting all the questions in. But I'm gonna keep posting questions, and I'm gonna bring in as many questions. I think Lorena is also asking, but I'll get to these questions in another 5 minutes. Okay, so what so my other question is, so when did you get married, and how did you find your main man?
Well, my man was with me the whole entire time.
Oh,
in residency and part of medical school. So we were
he's
together
med
for
school
10
too?
years. No, he's a firefighter.
I know. I see the pictures. He's super hot.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So you're like hot combo.
Hot combo.
So you guys were through together. You did med school together. It's so he understood how crazy your life is. Did you have children?
Yes, we have 2 girls.
No. So when did you have children, after your residency or before?
After residency.
After.
That's when I was an attending.
Okay.
Yeah, it was too difficult during residency.
Of course, it was so hard. Okay.
Hardly got any sleep.
Yeah.
But it was well worth it.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who's interested in medicine, I would highly recommend OBGYN. But it is not easy.
It's not. So would you recommend a career of medicine for women?
I still think it's a wonderful career.
Even if
it's so satisfying. Because there's so many branches of medicine that you can go into. You can go into clinical medicine. You can be in non-clinical medicine. You can work for insurance companies. You can work from home these days.
Yeah.
Now with telemedicine, you can do medicine from home.
Yeah.
It's
virtual.
It's virtual. So, where is it that you can find a career that's so versatile? If you want to do surgery, you can do surgery. If you want to stay with just clinical medicine, see patients, you can do that. Want to work in the hospital. Now we have hospitalists. They only work in the hospital. They do their 9 to 5 or their 9 to 9 or their 8 to 8. And then they go home.
Yeah, they don't.
So now there's so many. Back when I was training, those things were kind of a little unheard of, you know. But now you have so many branches of medicine that can be fit to your personality and fit to your lifestyle. So that, there's attendings that they'll do 10 days of work for the whole month, and then that's it. They're done. So,
I need that kind of job. Where can I find that job?
They're all over, and they're begging to have you.
Where?
Hospitalist programs.
Sorry, I need to meet Dr. Darmianto.
10/24s and you're done.
I'll be taking 10 days off, Rocio. Put it on my calendar.
Travel, all expense paid, everything.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Yeah.
Guys, that's not a bad option for those of you who are looking, because remember, how much does a doctor make? So I tell kids these days, I was like, you have to figure out how much you want to create for your life, and what kind of life you want, first of all, and then figure out how you want to reach that, because everything will cost you something. Humans are the only species on this planet that need to pay to live.
Yes.
So you got, so unless you're a kid of Dr. Greenidge, you got to work.
My kids have to work too.
Her kids,
I tell them they have to make at least over $100,000, whatever the career. But medicine, even though a lot of the kids these days have to take a lot of loans out.
Mm-hmm.
When you come out, you make, as White Coat Investor says, live like a resident when you come out, right? So you can pay them off. The thing is, you'll be making salaries over 200 in most fields.
Yeah.
Or at least these days, as inflation is going up, it definitely is over 200.
Yeah.
So your loan of 200,000, you'll be able to pay off.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't look at the
cost.
The cost. I would more look at what you want to do.
Yeah.
If this is something that is attractive to you, then go for it.
Yeah.
And don't let other people deter you.
Yeah.
And spend some time with physicians too, if you can.
This is our life. Check out the Beyonce going in, and she's going to have so much energy. She'll be running circles around 25-year-olds, and they'll be like, what is she on? And it's just some vitamins.
That's vitamins. Yeah.
No, but the thing is that it is not scary.
Beyonce vitamins.
It's not scary.
No.
That's the thing. The point is that medicine is not scary, and women should not feel that, basically when I talk to people, I talk to women. My most of my clientele is like female, and they are the ones that I want to, and especially young girls. They tend to follow me, and I tell them, please,
as they should.
Please, if you like what I do, just know that it is possible, and I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
And and I could not be doing many of the things I do if I was not a doctor.
And you're able to shape your path and do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of medicine.
Yeah.
That you can shape whatever career you'd like to do.
You can curate it.
And you can curate to anything and do anything for as much as you want to work. I mean, some people don't want to work that much. They want to work part-time. But even on a part-time salary, that really is a full-time salary.
Yeah, exactly. You see, the main thing in life is the time. Your time is the biggest
balance.
Yeah.
You have to have work, and you have to have your career, and you have to have balance, right? You also have your playtime as well. So you have to have a balance. And some people find that they want to have children, as we do, you and I.
Yeah.
And they want to have a husband, as you and I have. And they want to also have family and friends and be able to, entertain them and be able to do the things outside. So one thing about medicine is that you can do those things and still serve, because we're servants, right?
Yes,
we love to serve and take care of people.
Yes.
And so we're able to do that and our family life at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of how you shape it for yourself.
So at what point, one of the things that always fascinate me, and I was having this thing, so your career, you decided not to have, did you ever work for anyone else, or you just worked for yourself? You're one of those dinosaurs, right?
Yes, so I have my own business, but I did, when I came out of residency, I worked for someone for 4 years.
Okay,
and
so then you learned.
I learned, and he had a private practice, and I was able to join his private practice and see what lifestyle would be like in a private practice. So I was kind of drawn to being an entrepreneur. My father was an entrepreneur. He was in the record business, and he sold records, and I worked in the store. So entrepreneurism is kind of in my blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was able to see that, this lifestyle of having your own business isn't so bad. So my goal was to work for someone, get all the information I needed and education. And then I decided, women would come in, they said, well, I just want you. I don't want him. I want you.
Yeah.
It was a woman to woman thing. And I was like, woman to woman. That will be my name.
Oh, so that's how woman to woman came.
That's how woman to woman was formed.
Wow.
Because they would just say, I just want to have a conversation woman to woman.
Yeah.
And all the time people kept saying this woman to woman thing. I said, I may as well just name it woman to woman, OBGYN. So that's how
I know. I by the way, she's my GYN OB, if anybody wants to know what the depth of our relationship.
Don't tell anybody.
She knows. She knows deep, dark secrets. I'm telling her right now, she's not going to say anything, but maybe you never know. You know, I might give HIPAA authorization about my own problems. Live HIPAA.
We'll never tell.
We'll never tell. Whatever happens in the pelvic region stays in the pelvic region. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly.
All right. No, listen, except for here.
We'll share a little. That's it.
We'll share some secrets because, you know, there are secrets. We will try to pass on some secrets to you people. Muggles. These are Muggle rounds, you know.
Yes.
So I have Muggle rounds. These are medical rounds for non-medical people. So
Perfect.
we try to bring information for people. And you know, so they don't get confused with the medical jargon and
or Dr. Google.
or Dr. Google or Dr. Oz. Just kidding. No, I mean, like Dr. Oz is not that bad. You know,
I was on Dr. Oz.
Oh, you were.
Times.
Yes.
Times.
And so tell me tell me more. So one of the things is that you did OBGYN, women to women, and then this was established when? What year?
1997, 98, yeah.
Wow, it's big. It's long.
Over 25 years.
Wow. It was born a while back. It has a life of its own. Is it adulting now?
Yes.
All right.
We're adulting.
We're adulting. It's already an adult. She's ready to throw it out. Are you going to throw out the
We have to keep the water.
You'll keep, okay. Yes. Half the water you'll keep,
That's
okay.
Right.
And then say, okay, bye. You're on your own. No, so what are the top 5 things? You know, I want to see like what you would give to a woman. Imagine your daughter starting something at the age of 30. What are the things that you would tell her? Like, you know, the top 5.
I tell young women and older women lots of things.
Oh, I know. I listen to all the shit. I'm recording this shit. If nobody else listens, I'm listening.
Well, that's a loaded question. You mean medically? Lots of things I tell them medically. I mean,
listen, if it is more than 5 points, we will have like another episode.
You will have that other episode.
Don't worry.
Well, one thing I tell them is stop wearing the underwear all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. The underwear and the pads. Okay, stop wearing the underwear and stop wearing the pads all the time. It caused lots of problems for women. Now we're getting into some medical detail.
Nice.
So when you go home, take off your underwear, put on the pajama pants. Every time you use the bathroom, take baby wipes with you and clean that area from the sweat and the perspiration and urine and whatever else is there, bacteria. Clean yourself because this brings in a lot of women to the gynecologist. So we have to pay special attention to our pelvic region, which we don't. What we do is we get our bath in the morning or a bath at night, door clothes on, and all day we're going and not paying attention to the pelvis. So I always say, please pay attention to my area, especially in the summertime. Okay, when it's hot, every other woman who comes in has yeast problems. And it's not yeast problems in the vagina either. It's outside. That's really the main issue. So I like to tell them, you wouldn't have a pad on your face all day long, leaving it on. So women tend to sometimes slap on a pad early in the morning and wear it all day. Or maybe change it once or twice. And they don't clean the skin properly. So they wind up getting rashes and problems in that area as a result of that. And then they come home, they have the underwear, and they keep the underwear on, and it still could have discharge, it has wetness, whatever. And we have to just pay special attention to that area. And people don't tell you these things. All of a sudden you just realize, well, I'm itching, I'm a yeast infection. Well, it comes from something. And most of the time for me, once I tell young girls that they pay special attention, changing their pads if they're going to wear a pad, and wiping themselves after they change the pad to keep that blood away from the skin, they avoid all the problems of the outside. So
what are your thoughts about tampons?
Tampons are fine if you're going to change them frequently. right? You need to change them. The string is a conductor of blood, and that can also cause problems. So I had a young girl come in, and she kept getting cuts, or cuts and lines up on top, and I kept wondering, what is she doing? I had no clue. Finally, I said, well, what are you using? She says, well, I'm using tampons. I said, okay, well, what are you doing with the string? She took the string and she's putting it up top. And so the blood would seep up top, and then that's why she was having these issues. So I finally figured it out.
So what do you mean string and putting it up top?
Instead of the string, instead of leaving it down, she would put it up top. She'd bring it up and lay it up top near her clitoral area.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So instead of
that's
like
where
letting
the cuts
it go
were,
in the back.
that's where her problems were happening.
Oh, I see.
And neither her or I didn't know that's what she was doing until you have to dig deep. You have to dig deep.
I see.
What are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
What are you using?
Yeah.
And that's when she said, well, the string I take and I put it up top.
I
said, well, and do you change it? Well, not that often. So the blood
it was making it, and friction and stuff. Yeah, it becomes like coated.
And so I also tell women that pads are not always meant for us. That, some pads are just not good. And most of the time the skin needs to breathe. You don't wear a pad 24/7. And some women do. They feel that these products are meant to be worn all the time, and they're not. And so that's why women come in with the rashes and the itching and issues, because they're not thinking. They just say, oh, we have these products, let me put these products on, and they're wearing them throughout the whole 24 hours until they take a shower, go to the bathroom. That's the only time the skin breathes. And that's not something you would do to your face. And your face is as sensitive as the area of your pelvis down. Your vulva area, your labia, all that is very sensitive.
I do fillers for lips and labia. We have like lips and labia. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not taking any people. There are people who want to join and want to talk to you, but I'm like, no. So that's such a great point. So like one would be, don't wear panties all the time. Don't wear pads all the time.
Moisturize the
vagina. Number three is moisturize
the vagina. They make a product called Luvina.
All right.
And you can get it in a pack of 6.
All right.
And you put that in your vagina once a week, especially for perimenopause. Perimenopausal women are women 10 years before menopause. So if the average age of menopause is 51 or 52, starting in your 40s, you're in perimenopause. So that's the time that you have to care. Now we talked about caring for the vulva area and the labia and all that. We need to talk about caring for the vagina. So as you age, your hormones go down. And as your hormones go down, you make less estrogen. And as you make less estrogen, you may find that your lubrication has changed. When you're having intercourse. So one, lubrication is used during intercourse, right? But then there's also your moisture of your vagina. So that is going down as well. So Luvina is a product that I like to use. It's a hybrid. And you can use it once or twice a week, and it maintains that moisture. And then, what are we up to? Number 5?
That's number 4. That was number 3.
So number 4 is when you need a lubrication, do not buy the KYs. Get some vitamin E or some coconut oil or vegetable oil and use that for lubrication. Coconut oil these things are in your house. You use those
household
products. You don't need to go
The
out
kitchen is my new bathroom now.
Yeah. Vitamin E.
Just kidding.
It's great. And you get the vitamin E from the hair supply places. They have it in a little bottle. And you use a little of that for lubrication.
So vitamin C also?
No.
E and
coconut oil, vegetable oil.
And
all that you have in your
just
house.
Mix it.
Just no, you could use either one. Just a little bit and use it.
Just use it. Vitamin E is
lubrication.
yeah.
So
Oh.
that is another product that is, well, two products.
So
that-
Lovina,
Luvina for moisture.
Moisture.
So you need moisturization. For
that is
vagina.
that like a tampon that goes in and
It's a lotion, like you push it in. Yes.
Oh, so it's like you
insert, yes.
Yeah.
And they make it in a little like tampon thing.
The only time we usually do the insert if there is an infection. So this is like something that you can.
This is
does it
called
have anything?
vaginal health. We talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how to keep our pelvic
Internal,
area
yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
We have to talk about vulvar health, and we
Yeah.
have to talk about vaginal health.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we're promoting today.
Yeah,
Vaginal health and vulvar health.
beautiful.
Remove the pads, wipe up, clean up, pay attention to that area. Don't come frequently into the gynecologist because of these issues, because they are skin issues and enclosure issues. Remove your underwear at night when you come home. Take them off.
Yeah,
Okay, put
Yeah.
your pajama pants on. It's okay. Don't sleep with it. Put a gown on and don't sleep with
Yeah.
any underwear.
it's like a microbiome.
It's
It's,
a
like creating the
Absolutely.
environment for your
Yes.
pelvic area to breathe. Just like you create an environment for your face, there is
Exactly.
an environment that you have to create for the face down there.
Yes.
Face your down there's. All right.
Face your fears.
Face your fears down there.
Down there.
Nothing's gonna bite you. Don't worry. You can do it.
Moisturize, lubricate.
So moisturize how many times? Like just like you
Once-
face your
moisturize
your face.
once for the vagina
And twice
once
for you.
once a week will do it. I'll even take twice a month, especially when you're in your 40s and your 50s. Which I'm
Twice a
lot of
month?
are on you. I'll take that once a week. Perfect.
On
Twice a
Sunday.
week, excellent. Okay, but if anything,
I gotta do
two
that
times
first.
a month.
2 times a month. I should
What?
be doing
The
it.
vagina
Yeah.
needs moisture.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not making it anymore.
Yeah.
We have to replace
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And a lot of women don't want to take hormones. They don't
Yeah.
want to take estrogen.
Yeah.
You know, of course, estrogen replacement would be the thing to use in that area. And for those who do want estrogen, we give them things like Vagifem or estrogen
Estrace,
and
yeah.
Estrace. Well, that's messy, but little tablets now. We just put one tablet twice a week into the vagina.
What are is there like people are scared of when they have history of cancer or breast cancer or something like that, so
even
they don't
those
want,
with
but
breast cancer are
Can use.
allowed, yes, because
Yeah,
it doesn't go systemically throughout.
Uh-huh.
Of course, check with your healthcare provider
Yeah.
whether that's good for you.
Yeah.
But even those with estrogen, there's something called hyaluronic acid
Yeah.
that some of the compound pharmacies make, and that is good for a breast
I
cancer patient.
inject people
You do.
in the vaginal
In the-
area.
with
So I
hyaluronic?
do, exactly. I do
Right.
hyaluronic acid
Yeah.
fillers.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Because remember, I do the best lips on your face and the best lips down there. I say, listen, the only place you should over inject is down there. Plump it, lump. I just say.
She plumps it. I keep it safe.
She keeps it safe. You know.
Good. No infections.
We're like a
Vaginal
we're
health,
like
vulvar
match
health.
match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. My favorite Jiva, and like I'm just gonna fangirl her for 2 seconds, and then I'm gonna answer. Oh, so she's saying, "Oh my God." No, listen. So number 5.
I thought we gave number 5. The vaginal moisturizer, the vulvar area. What else did we talk about?
Vitamin E,
Vitamin
Lovina,
E, Lovina, yeah.
and then you said ditch the panty, ditch the pad.
Mm-hmm. Do you want one more?
One more, the 5th.
Let's see what we
Top 5.
Top 5. Laser hair removal.
What the fuck about that?
The best invention ever. Someone does
I'll
it.
see you.
This one does
Listen,
Remove
she
the
doesn't
hair.
even know. Remove the
it.
hair.
Remove the hair.
And what about how do you feel about waxing?
It doesn't permanently remove.
Yeah.
I like the laser. I like it totally. Kill those follicles so that the hair doesn't grow. A lot of our girls, young girls, and older women have issues down there.
Yeah.
Dryness, superfluous. So we need to remove the hair so that they don't have these issues.
So they don't keep breaking out
acne,
or they're,
exactly.
yeah, the acne down there.
PCO, etc. Polycystic ovary syndrome, things like that. So we're talking about vulvar and vaginal health. Remove the hair. And while they're young.
And when they're young, their hair is so thick and so abrasive.
Yes.
It actually,
and guess what
and they
causes
shave and then
swerve? The clothing. Because the hair can't come out.
Yeah, and you're like keeping it in, and then
it goes back into the follicles. And then it creates your folliculitis.
Yeah, if they have ingrown hair down there,
and
it's
they
like some
women who have HS.
Yeah,
this is their problem. So I tell them permanently remove the hair and start while your kids are young.
Nice.
Because when you get older, the laser doesn't work with gray hair.
Yeah.
So you need to remove it.
I'm going to go and now take an examination if I need like another touch-up of hair removal.
Yes.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
This is beautiful. But, so one of the things, so I have one of the lasers that was one of my first lasers I ever got, which was a Cyton, very nice laser. And then I have another laser also, which is FemiLift, which is like a vaginal laser, which is like a metal dildo that we put in. It's like a resurfacing CO2 laser. So the Lavina I feel would go so well with those because that's like when you do like a laser for the face, you are basically removing the dermis and recreating collagen in the entire area for the face. So just like that, there is the CO2 laser for inside, and that's something that I started doing like almost 6 years ago.
And
so it is very nice. It's like for menopausal women, and I also felt it also tightens a little bit. So a lot of women who have normal births,
had multiple kids,
childbirths and stuff, and they feel a little loose because the body expands and contracts and expands. So now with the laser, you can kind of like get a handle of it, of your opening, and then they also recommend it like once a year after menopause to just preserve the internal. Just like we do for the face, there is a maintenance down there too. So
and I do also vaginoplasty for those women that really are, you can put your whole hand in.
Oh yeah.
I shrink them down so that they're not as they're hearing sounds when they have intercourse because of the multiple kids.
Oh, yeah.
The vagina is too wide, even for a laser. So we are able to shrink it down.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can come to you for the maintenance.
For the maintenance for the laser. Oh, exactly. When the large one.
Yeah, and especially those
some are like,
put your whole hand inside.
Oh, yeah. No. If I can put like my whole hand inside, I won't do the FemiLift because it's like, that's too much. And then sometimes when they get in their 70s and stuff, I feel that they atrophy a lot. And they get so tight. When you don't use your vajayjay, you lose it. You got to buy it. Like if you don't have a man, but get a dildo.
Dildos are great. Dilators are even better. Gradual dilators. You can turn even those who've never had an intercourse, such as nuns. You can increase the width of the vagina just with vaginal dilators, and you can get that on Amazon. And you can measure up to how much you want, which usually is just 2 fingers, and you can get the dilators to go that. And then because if they're not a certain width, you can't even use the laser on them.
When you do the laser, we do like I have like relieved some women with the atrophy or whatever. If it is too tight, I tell them that if you do the laser, it's like just one-time process. You have to keep doing the dilating at home also. It will help a little. It will break apart some of the things that are causing the stricture. So we do break it. It helps break it, but by just melting it. It's CO2 laser, so it just removes it. They have like a downtime of 7 to 10 days because you can't have intercourse and stuff like that. But most of them, it's happening because they're not doing the intercourse.
And they want to.
And they want to because it hurts, and that's why they can't. So they try that, and it does help. But it's not like you gotta do it. You gotta keep. It's like maintain it at home. So it's not like, this laser is not going to fix all your problem for the rest of your life.
Right.
It's 1 day treatment, but then you have to preserve at home by the dilators
And the moisturizer.
Yeah. Everything.
And then to help themselves out, the lubricant with the coconut oil or the vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Or the vitamin E.
I'm going to buy, I'm going to be putting Lucia, please prepare to put an Amazon order.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri, get me some coconut oil. I put some MCT oil in my bulletproof coffee in the morning.
Oh, really?
It's like a brain octane oil because that's how I wake up, and it's I'm a caffeine addict, but a proud caffeine addict.
I'm a tea addict.
I'm a proud caffeine addict. I'm a proud social media addict, and not so
She's
proud
got
food
me
addict.
on here.
Like, listen, I love Suzanne. I'm one of your one of your fans,
As
and
I am yours.
thank you.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yes, we should be. We should meet more.
Look at us talking about vaginal health and vulvar health.
Exactly.
Right?
I love. This is like I'm in heaven. This is my heaven. Like, how can?
Well, I'm getting my Beyonce, which is done now.
Listen, she is choosing me over Biden. Right now, Biden is coming to Sarah Lawrence, but Suzanne is blessing me with her presence. So I am better than Biden. Just kidding. Okay, well, I don't want president to take offense, but listen, right now my Beyonce is better than Biden.
The Beyonce.
The Beyonce is better than Biden. So, Suzanne, one last question. I will just pick 2 questions and then we're ending it because your infusion is ending in. Literally, we have 5 minutes. Sorry, you guys got only 5 minutes. 1 second. How many times should we wash during a day? Down there.
I mean,
do you say wash with water?
No, I'm not really talking washing with water at least once or twice a day, but it's not about, it's because a lot of women sweat in that area, right? And they also have leakage, bladder leakage, right? Urinary incontinence. Some women have that.
Yeah.
So what happens is you use the pads and it absorbs. These pads are very absorbent. So they absorb, hold on to it, and the wetness just stays right here. Right? So just imagine all day long you're walking around with a pad that has either blood or urine or discharge on this area. Throw away the pads if you can.
Yeah.
But if you can't, take them off.
Every 2 hours?
With some baby wipes. Clean that area. So how often should you be cleaning that area? Well, every time you go to the bathroom, I say. I have my kids walking around. I have in my bathroom baby wipes all over my bathroom. And
do you have bidet?
Midday?
Should we have bidets in the toilet? The bidets?
Oh, it would be nice, but sometimes water just doesn't do it all, right?
Yeah.
So, just to wipe and clean that area. Okay. And then put on a new pad.
Just like you do babies.
Yeah, exactly.
When you put a pamper
it's like
on.
Diaper rash.
Yeah.
And women are having vulva rash.
Yeah.
And labia rash.
Yeah.
Because of these
Because
issues.
of this, all
and
the time.
not changing and not and they even have it in their underwear when it gets too wet. That's why I say when you get home, take off the underwear, wear your pajama pants, and go to bed. And you'll be much better off.
I have one last question worth of liquid left in the bottle. So the last question that I will ask is, what are your thoughts on contraceptive? How do they affect our health? For women, contraceptives.
Well,
girls, what would you suggest for a girl in her 20s or 30s in modern day, contraception? Because now with this Supreme Court bullshit and all the stuff, rights, women's rights taken away, what would you suggest as contraception, and how important it has become until we get our shit together again?
It's very important. We give it out all the time on most of our women and girls, young girls. I think it's a preference. Some women don't want to take a pill every day. Or won't remember. I actually think the cell phones are one of the best things that have happened to women remembering, because I always tell them to set their phone at night to take a pill, and it works. So when they're young, I tend to put them on pills, and the teenagers always have their phones. So as soon as it goes off, they reach for their pill and they take their pill.
Oh, I see.
Okay? But then there's some that just don't want to take a pill every day. So then we lean to the implantables. That may be an implantable like Nexplanon in the arm, or we do the Marina IUD or other smaller ones. They have 3 years, they have 5 years. And there's also Paragard, which is non-hormonal. So we put that inside the uterus, and they last for either 3, 5, or 10 years.
I see.
So when you're ready to get pregnant, you just pull it out. Now,
will that have an impact on their fertility?
No, it will not have an
point?
impact on fertility. It will have an impact on their bleeding. So those who put in the hormonal IUDs will have little or no bleeding, and a lot of young girls and women like that. They like the fact that they don't get periods and they're not bleeding. Others want to see their periods, so it all depends. There are cultural reasons, there are religious reasons. My Muslims tend to go with the Paragard because they want to see their periods come every month, and others tend to just do the Marina, put it in for 5 years and not see a period.
You know, when you are a Muslim and when you get your period, you get 7 days break from fasting and prayers.
Right.
In your so that's one of the reasons.
Wise, right.
So you want to see.
That's correct. So
it's letting go of your vacation time.
Yeah, but don't forget all these contraceptives we just mentioned should be used in conjunction with condoms. Let me just say that we have to protect our women from the viruses and the sexually transmitted diseases that are out there. Right?
Yeah, your contraceptive is not gonna
using a birth control pill or you're putting an IUD.
Yeah,
it shouldn't replace protecting yourself from STDs. We have the human papillomavirus. We have the gonorrhea. We have the chlamydia. We have the trichomonas. Okay, that is prevalent out there. So we want to remember to protect ourselves. And if you're getting new partners, have them go get themselves checked by a urologist, just like you're checking yourself with the gynecologist. Have them do STD blood work to see what they may have, so that you're aware of, okay, here's my clean bill of health, here's your clean bill of health, and in case you decide you want to take the condom.
You know, whenever I tell all my girls that when you start dating someone, ask for physical, annual physical, also like with the STD status.
Yeah, it's very important.
Because protect yourself.
Human papillomavirus is very prevalent in most of our population now. So it's important that you go in and get your vaccine. And now the vaccines, you can get it in your 40s now. So you can just sign up with CVS and get your vaccination. Now,
they're giving it to 40s?
They've gone
how
up.
Nice.
And the thing about it is that it's not, I just want you to know that the HPV vaccine is not going to protect you against all HPV.
Yeah.
But they will cover the ones that are important to avoid cancer.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind, because a lot of women think, well, how do I have HPV since I took the vaccination? No, it's only protecting you against 9 or 11 of them.
Yeah.
That's it, right? Number 16 and number 18 are the two biggest ones to cause cancer, because HPV is a precursor to precancer and cancer of the cervix. Okay, so that's what we're trying to avoid women from getting.
So what is
with the vaccination?
Do you also recommend older women in their like 60s and 70s to get the HPV vaccine sometimes?
I'm not sure. Well, first of all, pap smears stop at
65,
right?
Okay.
So we don't necessarily need to, but we have a lot of sexually active older women now.
Yeah, lifespan
and
revolution
they've never
is
had
happening.
some of these diseases. So then, what do? They come in and they want to be tested.
And they want to date young men.
So
what if some of us want to...
So they've never had HPV, and then all of a sudden they get it. And not only did
they went on a vacation to Italy. Nothing happened.
They get the bad ones, so we have to check them. So I think HPV testing is much more important. It's not necessarily about the pap smears anymore. It's really about whether you have the virus.
I see.
Okay, so if you have the virus, then we really need to monitor you a little bit closer.
So then you would recommend all the shots also, right? The
As
vaccine.
a matter of fact, it's come out that the vaccine helps women who have cancer as well.
Yeah.
So it is protective now and helping to get rid of the vaccine.
So it's basically a virus that can
the
cause
virus,
cancer.
HPV is a virus
that will cause cancer.
Right,
so
yes.
basically, this vaccine fights that virus off.
And because of COVID, a lot of women understand the virus is a lot better now.
Yeah.
So I really don't have to explain it like I used to.
Yeah.
Because I say, it's like COVID, it's a virus. So your body has to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So when you get the HPV, if you have an HPV, just know it can go away, usually in about 2 years. But the longer it stays and doesn't go away, that's when you can get precancerous lesions. And any of the viruses can give you a precancerous lesion. It's just that the ones that are most deadly are the 16 and 18 and I think 31. Those are the ones that are really the ones we're trying to protect you against in the vaccination. Okay?
That's some serious shit, guys. Okay, this is very cool. My one last question. That is my question. So, guys, I'll bring her again. She has like literally 30, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes left. What are your thoughts? So what are your thoughts on what should women do? Like, do you think that we're going to face resistance with getting these legislations? Will these elections impact women's future in healthcare?
Absolutely. If we don't protect our rights, they will be taken away from us. So we have to make sure that we protect our rights. Go vote. Go vote today. Vote. So, you have to watch what's going on. Do you want to be controlled by people telling you what you can and can't do with your body? I mean, some people don't mind it, but most do mind it. So get out and vote and make sure that you vote for legislation that will change the course. Because when we can't help you, unfortunately in New York we won't have that issue.
Not yet.
We hope that won't be, but this is why we have to make sure that we do our rights and vote.
So do you think that if this election doesn't go as planned, because sometimes, it happens in cultures and stuff like that, where, your votes are taken away and then you have people wake up and more people wake up and then they fix it. But even that can take...
up now, I mean.
Well, I don't know. Let's see, like a lot of news gets suppressed. But however, there's like different people with different awareness statuses. So what would you suggest? So would you...
Protection.
Protection.
I would suggest you protect yourself. If you're not planning on or don't want to be pregnant, why get into that situation? I think a lot more women...
childbirth is no joke.
No.
It's like, it's dangerous. It's like a procedure that you're going to put yourself through.
And we have black women dying 3 times more than white women. So we have to protect ourselves. We have to, unless we want to go down that track, we don't know what's going to happen down the road. So a lot more women are putting in or doing permanent contraception. They're removing their tubes so that they don't get into those positions. They're putting in long-term contraception, like IUDs, and not taking the chance, say with a pill, missing a pill and getting pregnant. And they're also doing double protection, right? The double protections with the condom and an IUD or a birth control pill and an IUD, Nexplanon and a condom, using the same to protect yourself against sexually transmitted diseases and viruses, because let's face it, a lot of our men don't go to their doctors to be checked for HPV. They're not checking themselves. And make sure you vaccinate your boys, by the way, so that they too can't transmit it or have it in their body and protect themselves. Prostate cancer or anything like that. So, just protect your girls and protect your boys if you're a mother.
Do you have some last parting wisdom before I bring you on again? When are you coming back? That will be my last question. That will be my last question.
Whenever she wants me back.
Next weekend.
Want me to come back? Let
vote,
me know.
Vote down,
Let
and
me know if you want me to come back. You can say it in the chat.
Yes.
And if you want to hear more topics,
yes.
we're a dual team here right now. So
she's here.
So if you
want
to hear more a series, let me know the topics that you would like to discuss.
We will
while I get my Beyonce.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna take her off because the Beyonce has finished. This was it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna read your questions later and answer them separately. And if there are questions that I cannot answer, I will bring her back again. I'm gonna take her stuff out. So thank you, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow, or maybe later. You never know. Okay, bye. Because I'm gonna take you out.